Hi, everyone. Welcome to Wisconsin River Officials Association training tape number 2. My name is Cade Murray. I'm the huddle administrator for the Wisconsin River Officials Association out of the Wisconsin Dells. And this is training tape number 2 of 4 for our 2021-2022 basketball season. We have some good plays here to look at. We're going to kind of take a step back from last time and really focus on some coverage and some mechanics, and also some things that we can do to be better dead ball officials, and so on and so forth. So before we get into it, just a few disclaimers that no clip, of course, is ever meant to call out one crew of officials or a single official. We want to learn and we want to grow from these, and they're meant to be informative and not critical. Hopefully, you can take a thing or two away from these, whether, it's just officiating a defender, primary, secondary defender, and getting an idea out of that, or something, we're going to talk about, conversations amongst crews today. Just hoping you get one or two things out of it. So let's get right into it. Our first clip here, we're going to be talking about primary coverage, and that's going to be the basis here for our first two topics that we're going to have, PCAs, what we can do to better officiate our primaries. So on this play here, we're going to see, first off, we have great positioning by all three of our officials. The C is at free throw line extended. The trail is stepping down. The lead's at a good angle as well. The trail steps down there when a competitive matchup is imminent, and we see that our center follows a drive, and we have a foul called by our trail outside of his primary. So again, taking the really good things out of it. You'll notice here as the ball goes to the corner that the trail steps down to get a good look. And as the ball is skipped, the lead will start to rotate, and he sees the driver is going to stop. And that's really good to officiate those secondary defenders. And, if we have any potential block charge plays or anything like that, the lead is going to be able to come in and get those because he does a good job of stopping in the rotation, picking up those defenders while he's rotating. You'll see that the C steps down here, and he's going to get a really good look at this play. And obviously, we have a foul call here. Regardless of whether we think it's a foul or not, that's not really what I want to focus on. What I want to focus on really is our primaries here. The C does a really good job of taking this play. It's his primary, and he's got the primary defender, and he has a good opinion on that play. And we see that the trail does make a foul call. We do kind of see, the defender's back turns towards the C at the end there, and does open up to the trail. So the trail does have a look at this. But generally, when we're calling outside of our primaries like that, we need to make sure that they are big plays, plays that need to be called. Like I said, regardless of if you think this is a foul or not, I think this is one that we can pass on, just because that the C, I think, does have a good look at it for the most part. And I think the trail, if he's just a little more patient, doesn't call that, he feels a lot better versus calling that foul. You'll see on this next play here that this is an example of a big play that we have to come in and get. You'll see there, it's a block charge situation. We definitely have one or the other. Like I said, whether you think it's a block or a charge is up to you. But it's definitely something there. And we don't have an opinion from our center or our lead. And we see that our trail has a look at that play. He knows it's got to be called, and he does a good job of coming in and getting it. Like I said, regardless of if you think this is a block or a charge, this is a very big play that we need to come in and get. And if you can see the scoreboard up there at the top, you'll see that we're early in the first half. And if we let this go, it can lead to some more physicality. So it's good job by the trail here coming in and getting that play. Our next two clips that we have here, I have another two clips. And these are drives from your primary coverage area. We see a lot of drives now, a lot of one-on-one ball. And it's really important, I think, to talk about, who's officiating and what, having our secondary defenders, and who's responsible for that. So you'll see on this play here, the ball is going to come from the top of the key, which is the trail's primary. It's going to drive in, and we got a foul call. Without a doubt, definitely a good foul call. And you'll see that we have a double whistle. When we are officiating our drives, you'll see that white number 12 is who we're going to want to watch as the trail, as the offensive player is driving. The trail follows her all the way to the rim, which is really good. And the lead does a really good job of coming in as the primary calling official for that defender. She was in his primary, and the foul is committed by her. It's a good job of staying with her as the play develops for a potential block charge or foul call or anything like that. You will see though that we do have a double whistle. And generally, you know, let's be patient with these as the trail. Definitely, if the lead doesn't have anything and you think this is a foul, definitely come in and get it. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think if we stay disciplined here and we follow the offensive player, you know, watching for that travel potentially versus, you know, say this this hit on the arm by the secondary defender, which the lead already picks up. That's a good job of staying disciplined if we do that. And we'll be better off for, you know, plays that aren't as you know, quote unquote easy as this one is to come in and officiate. This is just another example here of a drive to the rim, and you'll see that the center official comes in and has a foul on the drive. He follows both his primary player, the ball, and his primary defender. He gets a displacement foul, and he comes in and he sells it. He steps down. He does a good job of working with the play, and the lead does a really good job of keeping his eyes on the secondary defenders as well. Again, this is just a good example of following our drives to the paint as the center or the trail, and something that will definitely help you as we continue through the season here. Our third clip that we're going to have here is a very layered play, and one that we definitely want to talk about. So first off, that we're first going to address is we got a drive, and we see that the trail that is the new lead is just a little late getting down the floor. He kind of slows up, I think, to get an opinion. But regardless, you know, we've got a lot to unpack here. And to start, you know, whether we want to talk about basket interference or not, there's definitely, you know, I can understand if you would think there was something here. I don't think a conversation hurts that comes from our trail or our center, our new trail, excuse me. Anyways, as this play continues, you're going to see that the ball goes rolling out. There's definitely no warrant for a delay of game here. The ball goes through the rim and it just falls off of the foot of the player in the black. And you're going to see that the coach right here, I have it paused. The coach is outside of his box. He's on the floor. He's in front of the table. This is something that we need to address immediately. It doesn't matter. I don't think it personally matters if it's the center or if it's the trail and new lead here on this play, putting him back in his box, but it's not something that we can have. And again, as this play continues to develop and we see this happening, you know, let's stop the game here. If the ball is rolling that far out, we see the game's not stopped immediately, and we need to stop it right away. And we'll see that the coach continues to argue about the play. He wants a basket interference call. We're going to see that the center is going to address him, and you'll see here as this play runs through again that we're not really too organized on who's taking care of the coach, who's watching the players, etc. The new trail is watching the players at this point. And you'll see that the official who was the trail in the previous play is stopped the game. It looks like he's going to talk to the center, but then he doesn't. And personally, in my opinion, I don't think that we need to talk to the coach until, if we are going to have a conversation about this, that we talk with each other first before we talk to our coach. And you'll see that that is not the case here. And you'll see that the center actually is going to go over and he's going to talk to who was the lead official. And then you will see right now, you know, you see that we have the old trail is talking to the coach. And you'll see how this builds up later. But we need to be a little more organized here. If we talk amongst each other as the old center and the old trail and have a conversation, that is going to be better if we go then talk to the coach. Really talking to the lead. The lead really shouldn't have an opinion on this play, and I don't think it's a good idea for that to have a conversation with the lead, because the lead is not going to ideally have a very good opinion on this play. And you will see, again, the game is stopped here, and no one is watching the players at this point. You'll see that the center does address the coach, but then the trail is going to go over and talk to the coach, and there's going to be a conversation amongst the two players, and no one is watching the players. We could easily have a scrum breakout at any moment. You'll see that the old trail runs away, and then he's going to go back and he's going to have another conversation. Let's just, once we go away, let's not end up going back there. So now you'll see that the conversation has been done. There's not going to be basket interference. And now we're going to see that the center is going to go over and have a conversation with the coach. We never want to give a coach two different explanations, because that if we get one opinion and then we get another opinion, you'll see that he's rightfully upset as the play cuts off here. And it's just, if I skip ahead here, we have this conversation with the coach, and you'll see that he's pointing to the other official who you already had the conversation with, highlighting most likely that there was a difference in the two explanations. So overall, I think a better way to handle the situation is if we just have the lead there, who is going to be the new trail, watch the players while the center and the trail come together and talk about it if needed. And then we can, talk to that coach if need be, and only have it be one official. If we're moving around the court, we're going to talk to each other, and then we're not, that is perceived as we might not know what's going on. And if we can handle this more professionally and more crisp, we are going to be much, much better off. All right, that's all I got. Of course, happy holidays from the WROA. That's my name and my email there if you wish to contact me about anything. And of course, thank you for your efforts from high school basketball.